In a world that never stops talking, silence is a rare virtue. We are surrounded by noise, opinions, judgments, arguments, and endless commentary. But what if the most powerful thing you could say was nothing at all? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman Emperor and great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Speech is one of the things we can control, but rarely do. We speak out of anger, fear, pride, or habit, and, too often, we regret the words we say." The Stoics believed that silence is not just the absence of speech, it's a conscious, courageous choice, a form of self-discipline, a weapon of the wise. In this journey, we'll explore 10 life situations where silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And through the lens of Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy, you'll learn how mastering silence can protect your peace, strengthen your character, and elevate your life. Let's begin. Point 1. When you are unfairly criticized. 200 words. Criticism, especially when it's unfair or unjust, can stir intense emotion. The natural impulse is to defend ourselves, explain, or attack back. But Marcus Aurelius advises otherwise. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. It is the truth I seek. But what if the criticism is not constructive? What if it's meant to provoke or belittle? In such moments, silence is strength. It shows emotional control. It keeps you from lowering yourself to petty arguments. By remaining silent, you send a message. Your judgment does not define me. This isn't passivity, it's power. By staying calm and composed, you keep control of yourself and the situation. You allow reason to lead, not ego. And often, your silence will reflect more confidence than any rebuttal could. 2. When emotions are high. 200 words. Ever said something in anger that you instantly regretted? The Stoics knew that emotions can cloud reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When emotions are intense, anger, grief, frustration, silence gives space. It creates a pause between stimulus and response. It lets reason catch up before the tongue runs wild. In a heated argument, silence can be the most powerful move. Not to ignore, but to protect the relationship, to wait for calm, to respond, not react. Stoic silence here isn't cold or distant. It's compassionate. It values long-term peace over momentary release. It keeps you in control, not your anger. 3. When you're tempted to boast. 200 words. In a world obsessed with showing off, silence is rare and admirable. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste time debating what a good man should be. Be one." Boasting stems from insecurity, not strength. Stoicism teaches us that true virtue is lived, not announced. The wise do not need to prove themselves through words. Their actions speak. If you accomplish something, let the results be seen. Let others praise if they must. But you stay grounded. Stay humble. Boasting invites envy, competition, and pride. Silence, on the other hand, invites respect, mystery, and grace. It allows you to grow in private and achieve without distraction. True confidence doesn't need to speak loudly. 4. When listening matters more. 200 words. One of the most powerful uses of silence is to listen deeply and without interruption. Stoics valued understanding over winning arguments. In conversations, Marcus Aurelius emphasized empathy, patience, and perspective. When someone speaks to you, a friend, a colleague, a loved one, don't just wait for your turn to talk. Listen. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Marcus Aurelius listening helps us understand not only others, but also ourselves. Silence gives space for others to express, for truth to emerge, and for relationships to grow. In a world of talkers, be the one who truly listens. 5. When gossip starts 200 words, gossip is a trap, one that damages others and ourselves. It may feel harmless, even entertaining, but it breeds distrust and weakens character. The Stoics warned against speaking idly of others. Marcus Aurelius focused on self-improvement, not judging others. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. When gossip begins, don't join. Be silent. Your silence will send a message. I don't need to tear others down to feel important. Avoiding gossip is not just about protecting others, it's about protecting your own integrity. The moment you engage in gossip, you surrender to smallness. When you stay silent, you rise above it. Choose dignity over drama. 6. When you don't know enough 200 words in a world that rewards opinions, few people pause to admit, I don't know. Stoicism values truth over appearance. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics believed in humility before wisdom. If anyone can refute me, show me I'm making a mistake, I'll gladly change. Marcus Aurelius, when you don't understand something, admit it, or stay silent and listen. There's no shame in not knowing. The shame lies in pretending you do and misleading others. Silence in ignorance is not weakness. It's the first step toward knowledge. Speak when your words improve understanding. Be silent when they don't. Point 7. When you're provoked 200 words, provocation is a test. People may insult you, challenge you, or mock you, hoping to get a reaction. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. The Stoic response to provocation is not revenge, it's restraint. When you respond with silence, you deny the provoker the reaction they seek. You keep your peace. You rise above. This doesn't mean you ignore boundaries or allow abuse. It means you respond from strength, not impulse. Your silence becomes a shield, a sign of inner mastery. 8. When you're planning or creating 200 words, when you're building something meaningful, a goal, a project, a dream, sometimes silence is necessary. Not everyone needs to know what you're doing. Not every plan should be shared. The Stoics taught that external praise or opinion should not drive your purpose. The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do. Only what you do. Marcus Aurelius, speaking too soon about your goals can lead to distraction, doubt, or premature judgment. Silence gives you focus. It protects your energy. Create in silence. Let your results speak. 9. When words won't help. 200 words. Some moments in life require presence, not advice. When someone is grieving, when emotions are raw, when there's nothing to fix, just to feel. In these sacred moments, silence is not absence, it's connection. A Stoic doesn't rush to fix or fill the air. They understand that presence is sometimes the greatest gift. A look, a touch, a quiet, steady calm. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on death, loss, and the impermanence of life. He knew that words can't always ease suffering, but silence, offered with compassion, often can be silent. Be still. Just be there. 10. When you're practicing self-control, 200 words. The ultimate Stoic virtue is self-mastery, the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Speech is one of the most powerful expressions of self-control. To speak only when necessary, to hold back when you're tempted, to say less and mean more. This is Stoic strength. Marcus Aurelius lived in a time of war, betrayal, and constant challenge, yet he practiced reflection, restraint, and simplicity. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. Every time you choose silence over impulsive speech, you build inner strength. You shape your character. Silence becomes a training ground for virtue, patience, humility, discipline, and wisdom. Conclusion. 250 words. Silence is not just a pause between words, it's a decision. A Stoic decision. A decision to rise above chaos, ego, and noise. In the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we find a quiet power, a strength that doesn't shout, doesn't argue, doesn't boast, but endures, observes, responds only when it must. These 10 moments, being criticized, provoked, tempted to boast, caught in gossip, overwhelmed by emotion, they are daily battles. And in each one, silence can be your greatest weapon. Not silence out of fear, but silence out of self-command. So the next time life provokes you, ask yourself, do I need to speak? Will my words help? Or would silence serve me better? Remember what Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Let your silence be your discipline. Let your stillness be your strength. In a world that never stops talking, be the one who listens, reflects, and chooses words, if any, with wisdom. That's not just stoicism. That's power.